Welcome to the As You Are podcast. My name is Oliver, and I am here to talk about all things regarding existence, mainly our place in the universe. Today, I want to talk about how to be a successful person. And I want to talk about this because there are dozens, hundreds, thousands of people, videos, blog posts, whatever, about how to succeed as a person. You have people who are telling you that you need to wake up at 5 a.m., you need to do a workout, you need to have a balanced breakfast. And while I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing those things, I'm saying that there are people who do not like to wake up at the butt crack of dawn, okay? I am one of those people. In my opinion, to be a successful person, you need to listen to yourself. You need to look inward. So I'm going to be talking about different ways that we can be a successful person without stretching too far. I mean, it's good to go out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it's also valid to exist how you are right now. So just for fun, I looked up what Google thought a successful person was, and it said those who achieve their goals in life. So that's one thing we'll talk about a little bit later on. But that was just one little thing that I wanted to look up first before I jumped into all the points that I have. So I have 5 points, and the first one is to listen to your gut. You know yourself better than anyone else. And to be honest, if you feel like you don't know yourself, then it's time to do some digging. Look up your MBTI, I believe that's what it is, or the Enneagram, the Clifton Strengths, anything that you can help to find validation in who you are and how you are, because it's really important to understand yourself and how you operate, because that's how you're going to find the most success, is when you cater to yourself. So you can listen to other people's advice, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to listen to what they say and filter it out and just keep what actually applies to you. But you can't know yourself until you dig deep. So it is hard work. It's not just a fun little, which Friends cast member am I, which character am I? It's actually getting to know yourself and breaking that down a little deeper. Now, the second point I'm going to mention might sound counterproductive in a sense to what society tells us we should be doing, but we really need to be putting ourselves first. So our world isn't catered to us. It can be, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But for the most part, it's a machine. It keeps things going. It operates in a certain way for just fast production, mass-produced things, and to make money. Now, we're not machines. We are people. There are certain things that can make our lives better or worse, but for the most part, we operate out of love. And, once we have our basic needs met, we need more than that. We need love, peace, And what we need to remember, too, is always have respect and kindness to others. That's very important. But a lot of people say that people are too selfish today. And I think that can be true when we are operating on the basic levels of like fight or flight. We're constantly being overstimulated and we're coping. We're buying those expensive coffees. We're trying to pay for those expensive trips. We're also trying to just pay for a place to live, for groceries. It's expensive. People are overwhelmed. So we're coping in ways that aren't as great, and it makes people seem selfish. But what we really need to do is put ourselves first in a more mental health perspective. So, maybe some of us need therapy. I myself am in therapy for a reason. We need to rest. So instead of always go, 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 we might need to just take it easy and just know when to lay down on the couch and vegetate. That there's nothing wrong with that. So it is really just putting ourselves first, but it's more so just self-care that we need to do versus, I need this expensive, I don't know, bag or something, I'm going to jump into the third point because it kind of ties into what I'm talking about. But we need to focus on what matters most to us. And it's not that we're always obsessed with it, but these are things that we really care about, and it's going to show. So what keeps you up late at night? What are you most excited about? It could be a TV show. It could be a game. It could be some form of art. If there's something that you're really, really interested in, find ways that you can do more of that. And it'll just refresh that excitement for life, and just really motivate you and to help you find different goals. Kind of tying back to the beginning with, those who achieve their goals in life are defined as a successful person. If you're able to really find avenues to incorporate that into your daily life, like that'll really help just keep things really exciting for you. And also, it's something that's not all consuming either. But yeah, it just adds a little refresh. So also, I just want to add that it's really important to make time for yourself in the sense that, you're going for walks, maybe floating in a pool if that's what's good for you. It doesn't always have to be something that's like producing something. It could just be producing that like calm within as well. And then number 4. So we're talking about how to be a successful person. You can't know until you try. So number 4 is experiment. I heard someone say recently that our world doesn't leave a lot of room for failure, and it's true. We don't give others or ourselves enough grace to suck at something. So, we try it and we're like, well, I'm not instantly good. I'm not like that pro over there who's like doing the BMX bike flips, and it's like, you would never get on a bike and be able to do those flips immediately. That takes a lot of time, effort, and just like mental grit. And you have to build up to that. And I can attest to that because I rode a bike for the first time in 7 years, and it's not as easy as they say, okay? That was actually kind of scary, but that's not the point. It takes 3 to 6 months to build a new habit. So if you try something once or twice and you suck, you're supposed to suck. You're supposed to be bad at that thing, okay? You're not going to be good overnight. It's going to take years of practice and getting better. I personally am an author, and I've been publishing since 2021. And I can tell you right now that my writing in the beginning is terrible. The stuff that I published before, is it good? Yes, I'm still proud of it because the person who wrote that in that time period worked very, very hard. But my writing now has improved immensely, and rightfully so. If I stayed the same, what fun would it be, So for me, success isn't, I didn't publish something in 2021 and I'm not like a millionaire author. It's that I've developed better skills. And in addition to writing, I've also learned graphic design and editing and marketing and all these other skills on top of that. So just remember to give yourself grace because it's not ever an overnight thing. So the 5th part on how to be a successful person, I just want the last one to be something extremely positive and to say, it's up to you. You get to decide what success looks like. Maybe that's working at a small bookstore and you're not, making a ton of money. Your success isn't based on money. It's how you get to spend each day, or maybe you're working a job where you don't have to wake up until 10 in the morning and get going and start your day slowly. Like, that's amazing. If that's something that you define as success, that's what matters the most. So I just wanted to reiterate that because it's easy to get swept up into, well, do I have, the best house? Do I have the best vehicles? Am I willing to get into $30,000 of debt for a vehicle that's going to continue to depreciate? So, and if you have one of those, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's to each their own. And it's not about giving people grief about what they are doing with their lives. It's really about focusing on yourself, because when you have that inner peace with yourself, what other people do, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't matter. All you want, at least for me, all I want for other people is to be living their best lives. And if it looks like owning, 3 houses all across the world, that's fantastic. Those are amazing goals to have, whatever really just makes life worth living for you. But you really have to take the time to sit with yourself and come to understand and define what those important things are to you. So I just wanted to mention that as the last point. And my goal with this podcast is really to connect with other individuals who kind of find themselves a little bit lost in life or overwhelmed, because our world is chaotic and it's overwhelming, and it's easy to get swept up into, things that really aren't important to us, but it's hard to differentiate what matters the most. So I just really want to create that space And it's really important that we create that space for ourselves in the universe and to remind ourselves that we belong here and we deserve a life that is worth living for us and that we feel like we're thriving. It's important that we all feel like we have a place in the universe and to exist as we are.